This episode had no Titus Pullo in it. That's all. That's the video. Goodbye.
See you later. It was a good run.
Is there any point in saying anything else?
There's no Titus below.
I mean, nothing happened in this. Okay. To be fair, I get the point here is Ahsoka goes to plot device land where she encounters Hayden Christensen, who is like, "Hey, Ahsoka, just because I turned into like an evil dude with a glowing red sword and red eyes and shit doesn't mean that you're evil, okay? You didn't fail me, even though you did, and you're better than me in every way. So kick my ass in a lightsaber duel and let's get this over with." And there you go.
Mm-hmm. And that happened.
Yeah, that happened, and I think that pretty much sums up the entire show. Like, to be honest, okay. Monetization be damned for once. I care about that. I'm gonna clip in the parts of the memory sequences here, because Ahsoka goes to plot device land, and Anakin is like, "Hey, Snips, let me show you some memories to try and teach you that sometimes violence is kind of cool, actually." And yeah, the violence is kind of cool. In fact, I would have liked to have seen this television show instead. Blasting, like walkers shooting at each other, like basically like the battle scene from the prequels. Now, they don't have the budget to do that, which is why everything is covered in sand, but I want to see that instead.
Lots of fog. But they did actually get guys dressed up in Phase 1 clone trooper armor for the first sequence and have her with a younger actress, and then followed up with a second sequence with clone troopers in Phase 2 armor, which was actually kind of a nice touch in my opinion.
Yeah, we got to see the Siege of Mandalore, the Mandalorians got genocided, which I'm all for, frankly.
It's good for them, yeah.
Younger Ahsoka was less Rosario Dawson. God, she just doesn't work, but oh well.
The fighting choreography is still stiff, though, unfortunately.
And to be fair, the child's a child, you know.
Yes, the child's a child, but yeah, the main actress is also not very good. But it was kind of nice because you can see Kristen Haydenson actually doing stuff here, and you can feel a lot of energy, but you'll also notice if you watch closely in the choreography scenes that he slows himself down because he's like, it looks like he's ready to go at it, like he's filming Revenge of the Sith, like he's ready to put some energy in these scenes, right? And then he's just like, "Oh, that's right, it's a woman. I gotta calm down."
The two last attacks in particular, before she takes his lightsaber away, he's just like leaning in, like, "Here you go, Rosario. You gotta grab that. There you go. Take the stick and then threaten me with it."
Take the stick. Yep, good job. I would have preferred to have won, but whatever. I'm a big fan of the script.
That's the main story beats here. You know, Ahsoka has been washed out to the sea, where she remains at the exact same depth because apparently her people have swim bladders, I presume, installed inside their ginormous brains or something.
Honestly, the way I interpreted it is that she physically or spiritually and every bit of her essence was just simply gone. Because for whatever reason they were doing flyovers trying to find her body, right? Or to
but she was further out to sea. She might simply have entered plot device land, that's possible as well, but then
that's what I was thinking.
Green-haired boy of the general is like, "Mummy, listen to the waves," and she does, and she's like, "Oh, well, she's clearly out there somewhere, so fly off and find her." And they do.
The waves are your lightsaber battle sounds.
Indeed. In a scene that lasts just a little bit too long, like every other scene in this show.
It was painfully long. It was like 2-3 minutes too long.
And again, this doesn't need to be an episode. This doesn't need to be a 50-minute episode. All of this could have been wrapped up in about 10 minutes. Like, literally, Anakin shows up, goes like, "Snip, seriously though, I'm a space fascist, but that doesn't mean you have to be." "Boy, Anakin, I failed you." Like, yeah, I know, but seriously, move on.
Like, "Do you want to be a space fascist too?" And she's like, "Well, not really." "Well, then don't." And she's like, "Okay."
So what you're telling me is you didn't choose absolute life and absolute death. You chose some sort of like middle of the road thing here. Yeah. Well, there you go. God damn it. Now off.
No, get out of here.
Tickle the space whale's testicles now. It's the only way you can go to the other galaxy.
And she's like, "Okay," and then she literally goes to the space whales and tickles their testicles.
Indeed. Okay. See, I thought that since she went to plot device land, she would like have the thing imprinted on her hand, and she'd be like, "I'm the map now." No. They don't even do that. Instead, they go up to the space whales, and she demonstrates the fact that she has every Jedi power in the known universe. She can read the past from objects. She can speak to animals. I'm sure she can heal people as well. She can do everything, which is the classical Disney main character, of course.
Yep, you just have every ability under the sun.
Yep. And so they find the Alpha Space Whale, which are a race, by the way. I think they were invented for rebels, which that's the issue as well. This is literally a cartoon species invented for a cartoon. But she goes up to it, she goes outside, is gently ruffled by the 100 meters per second fucking space winds, and holds out her hand to it and goes like, "Show me your schnauzer, creature." And he does. They have a conversation, and he opens his mouth so they can come inside, and then they off into space.
Yep, and they go inside his mouth to hide also from the rebel fleet, which is looking for their derelict general who wandered off.
Alright, she abandoned her duty. That was another thing, I guess.
Like, we're coming to get the general. Where are you? Like, we got like a fleet and there's no commander anymore.
I did enjoy the part where the old guy is arguing with the black woman. The black woman is like, "Tell me what you're doing here." And he's like, "Oh, fine. You're not going to believe it, but Ahsoka is talking to a space whale because it said that it could hyper-propel itself via its excrement across intergalactic distances, and that's the only way to follow the people now." Now, never mind the fact that, considering galaxies are constantly moving, considering the ridiculous distances involved, the planet is going to have shifted massively from our original calculations, etc., but we trust in the space whales to bring us correct, okay? At which point, I imagine the black woman just looks at her conversational device. Like, charge weapons, shoot that man down. He's fucking crazy.
He's insane. Like, we can't take him back on board.
He might be contagious. Just kill.
Kill him. Oh, I'd like to point out that, like, it's weird, right? Because in Star Wars canon, like, the galaxies used to trade with one another, right? And so now they have a situation in which they're like, "Yeah, no, we can go to another galaxy." And actually, these whale things could do that. And it's like, wait, what? What? This whole time? So, nobody thought to investigate that? Like, nah, it's not important at all.
No, it isn't. And so the Purgills wander off into space, of course, because I fondly imagine that this planet is their homeworld, right? Because it's got a lot of oceans. So basically, at some point in prehistory, you have a whale, and it's swimming through the oceans, and it's eating plankton or seals or whatever space whales that are 100 meters long eat. And then it just, like, throws one glance up at the sky and go like, "I'll be up there. Up."
Yeah, I'm gonna go up now. Gonna evolve. Like, the whales collectively looked up as a race.
I was like, "Yeah, bro, that sounds pretty chill."
We're gonna evolve to go up there because I'm kind of tired of eating baby seals. Like, they're just kind of gamey.
Yeah, I'm gonna eat baby seals in space.
I'm gonna eat baby seals. It's got a nice view up there.
God only knows what they eat. I'm presuming they're just passing ships, maybe crews. But anyways, so one of them brought party balloons by the bucket load, and they started tying them to one of their brethren until he began to float. And then they had to figure out that whole breathing air thing, and then eventually, when they were flying space whales, another whale threw one glance up at the space and went, "Up."
Up. I'll go up now. I have a serious, like, question about how a being like that evolved to be that way, but never mind.
Never mind indeed.
Let alone how they can hyperspace across vast distances.
That I can... Okay, here's the thing. So we know that feces is flammable, of course. So feces must contain some quantity of energy to be flammable, because you can burn it, okay? Well, if you theoretically have a large enough quantity of excrement of sufficient volatility, then as the Purgills spread their cheeks wide and shoot across the galaxy, this can only be explained by the fact that they keep storing their excrement in titanic properties within their bodies to see it all burst into violent life and explosion in one singular solar second to propel them across vast distances.
To go find different baby seals to eat.
Indeed. Once they have exterminated all life on the planet they've arrived at, which I point out, there was no other life whatsoever on this ocean world.
That's true! That's true. It's just trees. There's no fish in the water. There's no nothing. Yes. They ate everything.
Yes. Once the Purgills have completely genocided every living being on the world, thereby storing up enough shit to shoot themselves across the stars, they go hunting for a new planet to massacre.
My god, they're like some sort of evil race. They don't even realize that they're working alongside the Jedi. Whoa. Well, that's a significantly interesting plot line, more than the show.
Well, I imagine they understand that they're working alongside the Jedi, because I'm presuming, because Ahsoka talked to it, right? So Ahsoka must have been like, a giant sperm whale creature thing, help me, I must cross intergalactic distances to kill a blueberry. Okay, why do I care? Like, well,
have you ever had a blueberry for lunch?
I can give you some coordinates for populated systems. Oh.
Snacks? Breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Now we're talking. Get in my hole.
We have a deal.
We will never know how many species, or indeed entire planets, that Ahsoka sold out to pursue Thrawn, but I'm presuming the cost was worth the objective.
The cost was great. There were entire sectors wiped out.
Then again, okay, Coruscant is currently getting in the way all the time, right? It's like, General, stop misbehaving. I know you're looking for, like, Admiral Thrawn and shit, like Imperial remnants and stuff, but, like, could you not disobey orders? Ahsoka,
are you telling me that's why in Episode 7 the Republic moved their capital because they got assaulted by space whales?
Precisely. There you go.
They killed everyone in Coruscant.
The capital doesn't exist anymore because it was devoured by the genocidal space sperm whales, and they were pointed there by Ahsoka. One day they just descended from the sky and everyone looked up like, what the? And then horror.
Horror, as they were dinner. Oh my god. Well, that explains Episode 7. You know, this really does tie the whole Disneyverse together.
It does indeed. I presume the New Republic wanted to retaliate, but after having devoured God only knows how many trillions of people, they probably were capable of a pretty substantial space jump thereafter.
They just simply fled to another universe.
Like, this'll propel us at least 3 galaxies over yonder.
It's a lot of shit.
Which means that Ahsoka was not only responsible for that genocide, but for every genocide thereafter. So not only did she fail to stop Anakin from turning into Darth Vader, she's now also doomed God only knows how many trillions of alien species at the brutal tentacles of the space sperm whales.
My god. You know, now when I think about it, originally I was like, not a lot happened in today's episode, but there's a lot of huge implications with today's episode.
In retrospect, quite a lot of things actually happened as it turned out. Yeah, no, this,
Titanic, really.
Yeah, no, looking back at it, this was probably one of the better episodes of Star Wars in total, because, you know, we complained at the beginning that there's not a whole lot of wars in Star Wars anymore. Well, that's true in that the space whales, having devoured an entire civilized world, clearly they don't view this as warfare. They merely view it as brunch.
Brunch. A nice tasty snack, and we'll have that planet for dessert.
Yeah, like seriously, do you fight with your hamburger? No, they view it the same way.
It's not war. Just cuisine.
Yes. I imagine it's some far-flung distant future, some other intelligent Jedi-esque creature is going to be the last survivor of their race. They can reach out their hands and go like, why did you eat my entire family and species? And they go like, well, we was hungry.
He was angry.
Why did you wage war upon us? Sorry, bro, it's not warfare.
It's not war.
I don't recognize the concept.
I thought this was NIHOP.
Like, listen, little creature. War is Purgill on Purgill action. This is snack.
We don't consider you equals. You're just food.
Oh, inferior species. Now get inside of my belly.
Oh my god. Well, in today's episode, a lot did happen.
Yes.
And Ahsoka sold out many galaxies.
It was one of the more eventful episodes of Star Wars in the entirety of Star Wars history and has firmly cemented Ahsoka Tano's identity as a mass-murdering genocidal maniac in my eyes. But hey, at least we'll stop that evil old Thrawn from returning, right? Because he might bring order and stability back to the galaxy now that there is no Emperor. Hell, he might even be a decent government leader. We can't have that. No, the New Republic is doing so well after all.